Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Alex and Company. This is a Disney Channel Italia series. This might be the reason why you American kids might not recognize it. I don't know. Maybe this did get aired on the U.S. Disney Channel. I have no idea. This is from 2015 and 2016, even though the copyright at the end of the first episode that I watched said 2014. Maybe that was when it aired first in Italy. I don't know. What I found weird was that the signage was all in English, though. I don't know. Anyway, this is a coming-of-age teenage drama with comedy, of course, and it's it's 3 seasons long. It's about 50 or so episodes. I'm not exactly sure of the number. 55, it says. 55 episodes. And it is... If you were going to recreate nearly every teen comedy, drama, romance... I have a feeling there's music involved in this at some point, although nobody sings or dances at any point that I can tell yet. Everybody loves to talk about how they love music. And there's even a sequence at this point that, well, there's early on where they say, well, no music allowed in school. So you know that's going to get broken at some point. It's a high school. These are the freshmen, by the way. This is our first year in high school. And they're freshmen, but it's 5 years. I don't know what it's like. I don't know how that works in Italy. But anyway, this checks off nearly every single teen melodrama trope that you can imagine. Dawson's Creek, the OC, just that American versions of stuff. Every other Disney Channel teen drama thing that you could imagine. It has going all the way up to like Archie, Betty and Veronica, everything else, from characters to structure to the Breakfast Club of kids, teens here. You see this? We got your everyman, which is Alex, in the middle of this. He's Archie. He has a best friend. Okay, this is where it kind of breaks down, but he has a best friend, I think it's Rebecca? Oh man, I've already messed up the names. I don't really know. But he has a female best friend who has discovered over the summer that she's in love with him. That is literally what we learn in the first 2 minutes of the episode. Not even kidding. There's not even build up to it. It's like there's voiceover. Oh, yeah, by the way, everything is in Italian, but all the voiceover work is in English. I'm sure there's an Italian version. You can just flip over to the actual vocal track. If you're Italian, if you understand Italian. But the English one, everybody sounds like an anime character to me. I don't know why. It just, there's that kind of heightened... weird pitch to all their voices. It sounds like somebody's going to go, hey, like they're going to do some kind of Hadouken at any moment, but they don't. So, God, I hope that wasn't racist. Anyway, Alex has a best friend who's in love with him. Of course, they go to school together on the first day. They walk through the front door. As they're doing this, they run into, of course, a bully immediately, who's, I guess he's the most attractive, sporty guy, but he doesn't look like anywhere like buff or anything else. I guess you don't need to be buff to be a soccer player, because I'm betting that's the sport he does. So there's already a bully, and there's also a female Oli. She's dressed to the nines like she's a supermodel, and she has 2 yes girls behind her who just echo her every thought and whim and do as she says. So you got those. It's got that Mean Girls vibe going on as well. So you got average guy, cute but like plain. She's not, she's very pretty. She's super pretty, but she's plain in this equation. Best friend, female best friend. And then there's the very pretty girl that Alex has a crush on, who doesn't present herself as better than anybody else. She even admits at one point to the girl, who the best friend girl, that she had braces up until last year and was very dorky, and she's just not used to anybody's kind of attention. And then there's the super hot, cool boy who all the girls like, but he's also kind of a player. You know, he knows. He doesn't want to like settle down. He knows who he is. He's not rich like Reggie would be in Archie things. I'm dating myself by comparing these people to Archie comics. And then there's also the nerd. You got to have the nerd. So, and there's this, it's hot, cool guy, pretty new girl, everyman, nice average girl, and nerd. Yeah. That's our main cast. And then we have the bully, the male bully and the female bully, who actually are dating, of course. And I can imagine over 3 seasons, I don't know how many different configurations these relationships may fall into. I have no idea. Jealousy probably will abound, but all in good nature. What's even funnier is that the teacher structure in this school, from the principal, who's very just hardline and just rules, and he has boring speeches and makes the kids stand whenever he comes from the room and stand while he speaks. There's also a hardline teacher, but then there's also the cool young teacher with the stubble who likes to listen to music before class, but then gets in trouble when the principal hears the music, but the kids all think he's cool. Then there's the kind of wacky, I don't know if she's a teacher or like a custodian, or she doesn't dress, like she kind of dresses like in a uniform in a sense, but like she's a lunch lady. But she also oversees, what do you call it? My brain, detention. She oversees detention, but she always has something funny and wacky to say. She's kind of like the confidant, the cool adult confidant that all the kids have, but she also understands she understands the kids, but she also understands how to play the game. So she's kind of the buffer between the two things. I have a feeling she'll be an ally to these kids as they get further and further in trouble. In fact, they discover a secret part of the school that the first episode ends on a cliffhanger as to what they find. But then, as they're showing the very long credit sequence at the end, each of these episodes are like 20, 21 minutes long. The last like 5 minutes is all credits and next episode, like a sneak peek. And they find a room. As the voiceover says, as it cuts to black, he's like, what we'd find in here would change our lives forever. I have a feeling it's a room. There's like no magic or anything. I don't think this is that kind of show. They find a room where they can all just hang out. But yet it's always, there's a fear it could be discovered, and that the authoritarian teachers will come down on them and expel them, or more detention or whatever. It's always them, and I have a feeling they might end up singing together at some point. Let's see. They have a love of music. They find out about love of music after stumbling upon a band, B-A-N-N-E-D, not B-A-N-D, room in their school. Okay, so technically, I should have watched the first 2 episodes, but I kind of got the point of it in the first one. And by the way, all the episodes are just called episode 1, 2, 3. And yeah, although this says there's 55 episodes, I don't think there's 55 episodes here. There's like 10, 18, and like 20, and that's too short, I think, or unless there's like a double-size episode or something. I don't know. But yeah, I have a feeling that at some point they start making music together like the Archies. So yeah, I was going to say, like, the 2 main girls here were going to be like Betty and Veronica, but Veronica was always like the rich bee, and she's too good for Archie at times. She was slumming it. And then there's Betty, who is just the cute every girl. She was just all American, and you just loved her for her sweetness and her kindness. And she just had kind of a crush on Archie, but Archie loved both of them, and it was always that weird contention. I have a feeling if he ever realizes that she's in love with him, he'll realize he's in love with her too. And you know how this is going to roll out. I'm pretty sure they'll end up together, possibly, and maybe she'll go with the nerd, like the pretty girl here. She might go with the nerd over here, or the hot guy, or I don't know. Maybe one of the bullies will be turned to become good. You never know. This is Dawson's Creek without the creek. They're just gonna keep swapping around. Drama. Italian teen drama with forbidden music room. I don't know what to tell you. I could tell you a bunch of the names of the people in here. Leonardo Cecchi and I'm going to just butcher the names, so I'm not going to do that. And you might not recognize most of them anyway, unless you're already a fan of this stuff. There's a guy named Federico, so, how could that not be Italian? Again, the acting and the structure of this is woefully predictable, and I don't know if the voiceover stuff makes it better or makes it worse. I don't know the original source material, so I can't say I recommend this as like something that, oh my gosh, you must see because it's so innovative. It is not innovative at any rate, but it might be entertaining still. It might, there's something about to be said about stuff that you can easily predict the structure of, and you might find yourself in these characters endearing to yourself, and you might really enjoy it. It's had to be popular enough in Italy that it went 3 seasons. 55 episodes. That's kind of great. So, yeah. And there's been worse stuff on American television. You know that's true. There's been worse stuff on the Disney Channel, and you know that's true. But yeah, it has an endearing quality to it. It has a little bit of humor to it, but it's definitely not made for me. So my attitude on this is pretty much null and void. If you didn't grow up with this, again, this is only less than 10 years old, so I wasn't watching this. Even if I lived in Italy and understood, Italian, I wouldn't be watching this because it's not made for me, right? It shouldn't be. So I say, if you want something a little bit different than all the American stuff, but you still want all those American tropes, the TV drama, teen drama kind of thing, tropes, go for it. You can probably just pause it every 5 minutes and after a declaration, let's say a character makes a declaration about something, like, I think this, or I believe this, or I will do this, like a promise. You can pretty much pause it, everybody make a bet as to what's going to happen next, and odds are you'll all win because it will come true. It's not hard to predict. So, yeah, have fun with it. However you decide to watch it. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
214.
214. Will it be a documentary? Yeah, of course. I don't know what this is. Okay. I honestly don't. This might be a reality show. It might not be a documentary. But it's in the red coloring, so I don't know. I haven't even seen this listed when I do my searches, but we'll find out soon enough. If this is not actually on here, I'll come back in a second to tell you. We've been doing that a lot recently, but here we go. 214, In the Soup, SOOP, Friendcation. I can't even imagine what that is. In the Soup, Friendcation. In the Soup Friendcation is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.